What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in.
You know, the one question I have is, can LeBron James win the MVP at his age? Is it likely that he can do it? And the reason why I ask this question, or the question I have about it, is because ESPN, if you look on ESPN, they talk about it in regards to their poll of their projections of who can win the MVP this upcoming season. Neither him nor Anthony Davis made the list for possibly winning the MVP this season. Now, of course, they're omitting those two players from the Lakers, but you have to say this much too. There's no need to omit anybody, really, because anybody could win it. And I'm here to say, the way LeBron played last year, if this team can play better as a unit, play better as a team, play better and make the playoffs, maybe get like a 6 seed, something like that, make the playoffs, it's very possible. LeBron could possibly win it, because the narrative for him is always going to be, oh, well, he's the oldest player to do this, he's the only player to do that. You know how they do, you know what they do for LeBron James. They definitely make way for LeBron. So if LeBron is close, I definitely think he could win it, possibly, because last year, if you look at his numbers last year, they were incredible for his age, and all these many years he's played, even though they didn't mean a damn thing because they didn't win a damn thing. But it was still incredible to see him go out there and play to that, put up those type of numbers and MVP caliber type numbers, actually, and no reward came out of it, which would have been, them winning more games and making it to the play-in tournament and or playoffs. So, to me, like, with that being said, it's very possible, he could win it. As far as Anthony Davis, well, I wouldn't omit him either if I were ESPN, but at the same time, ESPN is only going by with what they see, the injuries, constant injuries with Anthony Davis. And, the more he has constant injuries like that, the more and more he's going to lose his superstar type status. And, a lot of things he's going to lose because Anthony Davis is really the key to the Lakers, more so than LeBron. LeBron is going to be LeBron. We know what LeBron's going to do when he steps on the court. We know he's going to be, the best player he can be. We know, what type of caliber player we expect of LeBron when we see him on the floor, even though we still take into account of his age, but we still expect greatness every time he steps on the floor because he's given us that so much and for so much longevity throughout his career. It's really no need for us to expect anything else. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, I personally wouldn't rule out LeBron James. I personally wouldn't rule him out as a potential candidate for MVP, depending on, if the Lakers can, play at least adequate basketball. If they play a little bit more adequate than what they did last year, just a little bit better than what they did last year, they're probably at least making the playoffs or play-in tournament, at least with all the talent they have, on that team. So, I'm hoping that, they'll be a little bit better this year. Because I'm not gonna lie, it does feel weird not seeing the Lakers at least, in the tournament, in the play-in tournament at least. You see what I'm saying? They got all this talent, 3 top 75 players. You can't at least make the play-in tournament. Something's wrong with that if you ask me, you know what I'm saying? So I think there has to be some type of change there, somewhere. So hopefully they be a little bit better at least than what they were last year. They're coming back with the same team. You still hope that, maybe Russ could find a way to be a little bit better, and LeBron could find a way to gel with him a little bit more. Because it's basically, as I said in my previous videos, it just seems like Russ is going to be there at least another season. Now, a lot of people are speculating a lot of different things, and all those things. But it just seems like Russ is going to be there at least one more season. And if that's the case, you might as well at least prepare for that. If you're a Lakers fan, might as well at least prepare for that and look at it from that perspective, because I don't think they're getting Kyrie right now. And if they do get Kyrie right now, it would be great for the Lakers going forward, because they don't want Russell Westbrook, or at least the notion is they don't want Russell Westbrook. So now I'm starting to see some reports where Russ doesn't want to be there. So I mean, it can all be speculation at this point, but at the same time, I know the Lakers do, or I know LeBron definitely wants somebody else on the Lakers that can help him win a championship. I mean, honestly, because I just don't personally see Russell Westbrook being a key part of a championship team. I personally don't. But as I said before, back to the topic, the Lakers have to be a better team in order for LeBron to win an MVP. They have to have a winning record. They have to be a playoff contention type team. And they have to, play a lot better than what they did last year. So I can understand why ESPN really omitted, LeBron and AD from that conversation. But at the same time, if they could find a way to be just a little bit better than what they were, last year, then, like I said, there are going to be a lot of analysts that raise the questions throughout the season. Can LeBron win the MVP if he's putting up great numbers and the Lakers are, let's say they're a couple of games under 500, but they're also a couple of games out of like the 6th seed or something like that of, getting into the playoffs. If it's a situation like that, then I can see a lot of analysts and stuff like that pushing for LeBron to win it. And it would be a great story, a great narrative if he wanted to. So that's why I said, me personally, I don't think they should omit LeBron James, because I mean, the way he played last year, and if this team does play better, he definitely has a great chance of possibly winning it, being one of, if not the oldest player to win an MVP of the league. So, and then, you add that with him getting the 30 or 36,000 points, all-time scoring leader, I believe. So, I mean, that would just be, another link to his chain, adding to his greatness. And I think it's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen or anything like that, but I think it's possible. LeBron James, he keeps himself in shape more than any other player, or I say more than most players anyway. There's a lot of other players keep themselves in shape too, but more than most players, he keeps himself in shape and he keeps himself ready to go. And he's definitely, motivated as well, because he's motivated to have a better season. He's motivated to play as good or better than he did last year. He's motivated to, just be an all-around better player. That's what I always respected about LeBron. Never been the biggest fan of his, but I always respected the fact that he took care of his body. He didn't cheat the game. He played hard, and, he always found ways to, better himself, whether it's got better at passing, better at scoring, better, a little bit better on defense, back in his prime. He always, prided himself on getting better, you see what I'm saying, and staying healthy as much as he can and paying millions of dollars to keep himself healthy. So you got to give him respect for that, and that's the reason why I'm giving him respect by saying he has a possible chance of winning an MVP if his team can play a lot better along with him and win some games and not be 15 games under 500 and maybe find themselves 8 or 10 games over 500. You might can see a chance of winning the MVP, which I know LeBron is not really big on winning MVPs, nor is Anthony Davis probably, but, it definitely, would, help with his legacy and his resume a little bit more, adding something more to his resume. It definitely doesn't hurt. So, especially being the oldest player to accomplish that would be, awfully great for him. And we'll see what happens, though. ESPN, I can understand why they omitted LeBron and AD, but like I said, the season hasn't arrived yet. We'll see what happens and see how it pans out, and we'll see who wears the MVP crown before it's all said and done after next season. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.